General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sonny Corinthos is desperate to get out of the mob world. So much so that he's considering Jen Sidwell's offer, despite his concern over the villain's intentions. Will Sonny hand over his business and the Port Charles mob torch to Sidwell? Here are some things to consider. Considering Sonny's rap sheet, he's a bad guy through and through, but somehow he continues to be one of the most celebrated citizens of Port Charles. Sure, he has no issue shooting people at point blank. Just ask FBI agent John Jagger Cates. However, somehow, Sonny is still considered a mob boss with a heart of gold. He does good in the community and tries to help people out as much as he can, from funding Giovanni Gio Palmieri's violin hobby to hospital donations, watching over Sasha Corbin, and always there for his kids and grandchildren. Sonny's a good guy. Still, he'd be even better if he broke ties to the mob and allowed the bad guys in Port Charles to be bad guys, while he focused on doing more positive things with his time. General Hospital spoilers remind fans that Sonny wants out of the mob for health reasons and his family, but will he have a "just when I thought I was out they dragged me back in" moment? One recurring theme since Sidwell presented his offer was that Jens is a terrible person who has done a ton of bad things around the world. While selling him the mob business would be a nice way for both Sonny and Jason Morgan to exit the world of organized crime, can they in good conscience allow Jens to unleash his terror in the land of Port Charles? Will Sonny go to sign the papers only to realize what Sidwell's plan for the little town is? Could he back out at the last minute? After all, Sonny's entire identity is wrapped in the mob, a business he's been in for decades. What would he do if he weren't in the mob? Get deeper involved with deception? Become mayor of PC? Get on Tracy Quartermain's nerves by becoming a shareholder in ELQ? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 15, reveal that Sonny Corinthos will tackle a family crisis while Brooklyn Quartermain wants to meet her son. Cody Bell will also reject Lulu Spencer when she asks a favor, so let's talk about what's ahead on the ABC soap. Since Dante Falconeri is suspicious over how Christina Corinthos Davis saw Rick Lansing's car right after the crash, she'll have to cover the blunder she made during their discussion. Meanwhile, Rick will pop up in Alexis Davis' office and sense that she's in a hurry to get somewhere. With Damian Spinelli's help, Alexis managed to nail down which storage facility the totaled car landed in, so she'll obviously be eager to get rid of it. Rick will get an offer of some sort on Thursday's show, so that may come through his conversation with Alexis. Whatever the case, it'll be interesting to see if Alexis can play it cool or if she'll leave Rick suspicious about her next move. If Alexis tips Rick off, then he could alert Ava Jerome and cause her to move the totaled car since it's part of her leverage. Whatever the case, Lucky Spencer will ultimately grill Alexis about why Rick is lying about the black ice. Will Alexis admit anything about Rick and Ava's blackmail plot? Or could Lucky just figure it out on his own? As an emotional Brooklyn opens up to Harrison Chase, she'll admit she'd give anything to meet her son. Although Brooklyn doesn't want to disrupt her grown child's life, there's a void in her heart that's never been filled. Of course, Brooklyn doesn't realize it, but she actually knows her son quite well. Giovanni Gio Palmieri is living in the same house with Brooklyn, but she'll remain in the dark on his true parentage for the time being. Next, Donna Corinthos will have a special request for Gio, who'll assure her that he'd be honored. Gio already plans to play the violin as part of Chase and Anna Devane's tango performance, but Donna may recruit him to play during her own Nurses Ball act, too. Donnie may end up squealing with delight over Gio's great news. At some point, Gio will share a moment alone with Sonny and use him as a confidant. That'll give Gio a chance to share his version of what played out with Rocco Falconeri and how down in the dumps he's been about Dante's reaction. Gio may eventually apologize if this is weird for Sonny since Dante is his son. Regardless, Sonny will insist he wants to be the first person Gio calls if he ever needs anything, even if it's just a sympathetic ear and some good advice. Sonny may end up offering to talk to Dante again on Gio's behalf, but he won't realize he's trying to help his own grandson patch things up with his father. This is quite the family crisis, and it's only going to get worse since Dante will have another Gio-related outburst on Thursday's episode. At Lulu's place, Rocco will argue with Dante and defend Gio's actions the night of the bonfire. Unfortunately, Dante will maintain that Gio screwed up big time and will continue to play the blame game. Over with Lulu, she'll seek out Cody Bell, most likely as part of her plan to prove Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's son. However, Cody will reject whatever request Lulu makes and cause a setback in her scheme. Lulu will still be determined to get updates on the whole Gio truth, but she may have to use other methods in the end. General Hospital spoilers say Lucas Jones and Elizabeth will have a catch-up session as well, so there'll be a lot happening in Thursday's show. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease Carly Spencer and Jason Morgan will strategize after Sasha Corbin's reveal. Sasha told Jason that Willow Corinthos went to visit Michael Corinthos and was refused. Jason knew something wasn't right. The first thing they consider is if Willow was lying. If she was, Sasha was fooled, and she's not fooled ever easily. It takes a lot to con a con, and Sasha's been one in the past. So the first thing they do is have Damian Spinelli check flights in and out of Port Charles, including private flights. Spinelli is able to verify there was a direct flight to Baden-Baden and one back in the timeframe Willow claimed she traveled. So now Carly and Jason know that Willow wasn't lying about her trip, and it doesn't make sense that she'd lie about Michael's refusing to see her. It especially doesn't make sense that Michael would refuse to see her to talk about their kids. Something's going on, and they're determined to find out what it is. Jason confirms to Carly that it had been his idea for Willow to go see Michael and discuss the children in person. Although he didn't obviously arrange the trip back and forth, it would seem more questions are in order, but the first questions are to Michael himself, who verifies he didn't even know Willow was there to see him. Jason is irked when Carly wants to bring Jack Brennan into their investigation, but he does have contacts at the clinic. Perhaps his contacts might know who denied Willow access to visit Michael after she flew all the way from the US. It turns out on the day in question, the woman who would have denied Willow to visit Michael left the clinic without turning in her notice. Red flags go up. Carly, Brennan, and Jason all know something suspicious is going on with Willow having been denied to visit Michael, and they all think Drew Kane is behind it. By the end of the week, Sonny Corinthos will get involved and seek Willow out, and Nina Reeves will have a big ask of Carly. All of this will be to an end, and that end is proving Drew paid the former employee at Baden-Baden to lie and keep Willow from Michael. As for Nina's big ask, this will be for Carly's help to get the papers that Willow signed about her children. Again, the safe will come into play, and Carly will have to provide a distraction so Nina can get her hands on those papers so they can find out what Willow signed. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 15, 2025 are finally here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Giovanni Gio Palmieri to confide in Sonny Corinthos. Lucky Spencer does some digging. Plus, Lucas Jones connects with Elizabeth Liz Baldwin. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the ABC soap opera. In the next episode, fans can expect Lucky to do some snooping around. Lucky learned that Liz remembers right before the crash, Rick Lansing mentioned his brakes. Lucky knows that Christina Corinthos Davis is responsible but has been covering for her. When Lucky hears this news, though, he will be baffled. Lucky turns to Alexis to find out what is going on. As Alexis' jaw drops, Lucky asks why Rick is asking. Well, because he's getting a big payday out of it, that's why. Will Alexis be forced to drop the truth? That might be connected to Rick getting an offer. Speaking of Liz, she will get a visit from Lucas. Since the accident is on Liz's mind, could she open up to Lucas about it? Could he somehow get involved in the storyline? Over with Gio, he will open up to Sonny. This isn't the first time the two have connected. However, this time, Gio will have Dante Falconeri on his mind. Sonny might try to play devil's advocate, but there is one big piece of information that is hidden: that Gio is Dante's son. Speaking of Dante, he's still venting about everything being all of Gio's fault. In a preview clip for the next episode, Dante tells Rocco Falconeri that Gio screwed up big time, and this is on him. General Hospital spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase make an emotional decision. BLQ tells her husband that she'd give anything to meet her son. Of course, BLQ has no idea that it's Gio, so that bombshell should be coming in the next few weeks, if not sooner. Also, Cody Bell rejects Lulu Spencer's request. Rick asks someone where they are off to in such a hurry. Plus, Sonny says he wants to be the first person they call. General Hospital spoilers for May 12-May 30 tease Jen Sidwell is set to embark on a perilous quest for power as the countdown to the dagger danger looms. Meanwhile, Molly Lansing Davis and Cody Bell are in for a night filled with awkward moments. Let's dive into the thrilling events that await us in Port Charles. Maxie Jones turned to Anna Devane for advice as she was caught between the conflict between Lulu Spencer and Brooklyn Quartermain. Meanwhile, Tracy attempted to halt Lulu's article on adoption, but will also offer Brooklyn some comfort. Although Tracy may feel confident that Brooklyn's secret is secure, Carly Spencer quickly realized otherwise when she talks to Lulu. It will become evident to Carly that Lulu is determined to uncover the full story regarding Brooklyn and Dante Falconeri's adopted child. Lulu's revelation that she suspects Giovanni Gio Palmieri might be Dante and Brooklyn's child will send Carly into a state of alarm. Carly believes Lulu's plan to cause chaos is misguided, but it's clear that Lulu is determined to proceed. As Lulu gathers the last pieces of her scheme, Jocelyn Jacks is set to execute her sabotage plan flawlessly. Meanwhile, Professor Henry Hank Dalton has become less focused on Emma Scorpio Drake after her mishap. This gave Jocelyn the perfect opportunity to step in and secure the research assistant position. On another front, Lucky Spencer is about to uncover something concerning, as he worries that Christina Corinthos Davis' secret might come to light. When it comes to Christina, she might inadvertently reveal something that leads to complications. She will need to rectify her mistake and strive to keep her secret hidden. Unbeknownst to Christina, Alexis Davis is aware of her attempt to sabotage Ava Jerome's vehicle and the accidental tampering with Rick Lansing's brakes. Christina is responsible for the accident that nearly took out Rick and Elizabeth Baldwin, but Alexis will do her utmost to shield her daughter and trying to escape Ava's influence. This may involve negotiating with Rick, who has a tempting offer on the table, but it seems Alexis' strategies are unlikely to succeed. Any attempts she makes to sway Rick against Ava could ultimately backfire. Jason Morgan predicts that Sonny Corinthos' business decision will fail. Sonny considers a deal with Jen Sidwell for the Piers, but Jason urges him to decline. He may also alert Carly about potential issues if Sonny proceeds. Meanwhile, Drew discovers something unexpected while Nina Reeves pressures Carly for a favor. Nana is anxious about her involvement in the drugging incident being revealed and asks Carly to stay silent. Additionally, Willow Corinthos faces new challenges as Jason might investigate Michael Corinthos' rejection in Germany. He could uncover proof suggesting Drew sabotaged the visit while pretending to support Willow, leading her to question Drew's true character. The week of May 19 to 23 could unveil crucial information for Lulu regarding Gio's biological parents. It's possible that Lulu will discover that Brooklyn and Dante played a role in Gio's birth, just as the nurse's ball is set to commence. We have a hunch that Lulu might spill the beans about Gio's origins to either Dante, Brooklyn, or both during this event. This revelation could unfold in a tense moment behind the scenes. Yet the celebrations might provide the perfect backdrop for such a significant disclosure. Gio may remain unaware for a bit longer, as it seems likely that the GH writers will stretch this storyline to heighten the drama. Meanwhile, Molly and Cody Bell will find themselves in an uncomfortable situation when they are mistakenly seen as a couple, possibly during a red carpet event. The show certainly seems to have some intentions in this seemingly mismatched pair continuing to be thrown together where Cody shows up as Molly's hero. They are starting to bond, and although they may see it as a platonic relationship in the friend zone only, others obviously see some chemistry. But what in the world would be their couple name if GH does put them together, Cully or Modi? Both sound rather awkward and unromantic, and suspiciously like horse names. As the nurse's ball comes to a close, Sidwell is sure to make some daring moves during the week of May 26 to 30. We can expect him to attempt to position himself as the most influential figure in Port Charles, but he may also prove to be quite perilous. Jordan Ashford's undercover operation will put her in tricky situations, potentially leaving her overwhelmed by Sidwell. It will be intriguing to find out if Isaiah Gannon will step in to help Jordan when things spiral out of control. We cannot rule out that Sidwell's sinister side may surface under the right provocation. Reuniting with Christina, will she finally uncover that Alexis is aware of the car sabotage and is being blackmailed by Ava? Alexis can't keep this secret hidden for long, which means Christina might soon learn the truth and spiral out of control. Sidwell has sent that foreboding dagger to Alexis, marking the beginning of a dangerous countdown. Is it possible that Christina could use that dagger against Ava, proving she truly needs to be committed? Upcoming spoilers for the ABC soap indicate that the next 3 weeks will be filled with intense drama, so stay tuned for all the chaos ahead. General Hospital spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for Wednesday, May 14, 2025. It shows Elizabeth Liz Baldwin remembering something Rick Lansing said about the accident. Willow Tate Corinthos is about to lose her kids. Plus, Laura Collins has a meltdown. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the ABC soap opera. Let's begin with Liz, who remembers something Rick said about the brakes. Of course, fans know that Rick and Ava Jerome both know that Christina Corinthos Davis cut the brake lines of the car. However, Rick and Ava decided to blackmail Alexis Davis. That meant Rick had to keep quiet about his knowledge of the accident. However, Liz will remember that right before the crash, Rick mentioned the brakes weren't working. Over with Alexis, she will turn to Damian Spinelli for a mission. Alexis probably will ask Spinelli to get rid of evidence that could put Christina in prison. Spinelli could delete any evidence of the crash happening, including finding out where the car went. Well, Christina did hurt 2 people, and it could have been a lot worse. While Christina seems to be okay right now, what happens the next time someone pisses her off? Back to the mother-slash-daughter relationship, Christina will try to forgive her mother, but she will have a lot of resentment. So that could come out in destructive ways. Wednesday, May 14, 2025 General Hospital spoilers for today's episode reveal that Drew Kane will find out important information. Drew could find more intel about the drugging. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer becomes even more desperate to get the kids away from Willow. Sasha Gilmore Corbin mentioned Willow's Germany claim to Jason Morgan. Someone must investigate Willow's claim about Michael Corinthos refusing to see her in Germany. When that happens, will Willow finally see Drew's true colors? Also, Laura has a meltdown. This is most likely caused by Ezra Boyle. It seems that Laura could be attacked on all sides, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, May 14, 2025? It's going to be the court battle of the year. Or should we say, Michael versus Willow versus Carly versus Drew custody battle. After some conniving on the May 14, 2025 episode of General Hospital, Diane showed up at Carly's bearing bad news. The custody case has been scheduled for June 2. Much earlier than anyone expected, Carly and Jason knew Michael wouldn't be better in time to attend. That was when Carly got an idea. This was all Carly's doing anyway, so when she decided to stand in for Michael, it made perfect sense. As the three strategized, they realized the best way to win was to hand every damning piece of evidence from Drew's wild night over to the judge. Of course, that would only ensure Willow lost custody, as Diane pointed out that Carly may not be granted it, but Nina could. Over at Drew's, Willow was devastated when she was served and learned that the custody battle was on. While Nina tried reassuring her daughter, Drew called in backup in the form of Rick. As this group of winners strategized, Drew asserted that the only way to get Willow custody was to paint Michael as an absentee father. Of course, Michael isn't absent on his own will, and Drew will do anything to eliminate Michael and anyone close to him. As if one legal battle wasn't enough, there may be one brewing for Rick, Ava, Christina, and Alexis. After Alexis enlisted Spinelli to find Rick's car, it's only a matter of time until she inadvertently makes things worse for her daughter. On the next GH, Christina does damage control while Rick receives an offer and Gio confides in Sonny. In addition to Christina doing damage control, General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 15, 2025, focus on Lucky doing some digging and Lucas visiting Elizabeth. When isn't Christina doing damage control lately? That's basically what her life has turned into. And that's exactly what she's up to on Thursday. She's dug deep to try and smooth things over with her mother, even though the woman wanted to commit her. She's suddenly acting like she gets how terrible she was to Molly during the surrogate pregnancy that ended in tragedy. Could she be doing damage control with Alexis after talking to Dante on Wednesday? Does she do something to help cover up her crime even further? Maybe she starts to make nice with Ava, who would never buy it in a million years. Both Lucky and Rick are caught up in Christina's tangled web of attempted murder. But is what's going on with them on May 15 about the accident or something else? First, Lucky reportedly does some digging. What does he discover? Second, Rick would love nothing more than to rat Christina out and prove to his daughter that her sudden peace act is just that, an act. She only did it because of her guilt from unintentionally causing Molly's father to drive off the road. When Rick receives an offer, will it provide him instant leverage, or will it cause a divide between him and Ava? Or is this offer about his latest clients, Willow and Drew? Elsewhere, Lucas visits Elizabeth. Hopefully, the two friends and co-workers open up about their respective love lives, while Lucas also checks in on the head nurse's progress. Her recuperation has taken a few weeks. Is it time for Lucas to give Liz good news about her recovery? Finally, Gio confides in Sonny. Gio has a lot to unload. There's no way over the way Dante talked to him after Rocco's bout with alcohol poisoning. He faced Dante's unrelenting anger and disappointment, and even though it was his fear talking, Dante hasn't come back around to apologize for the unhelpful verbal beatdown. Maybe Sonny can help by giving Gio even more insight into his son. We're hoping to see a great story materialize for Dr. Isaiah Gannon soon. On General Hospital, Dr. Isaiah Gannon's budding relationship with former Deputy Mayor Jordan Ashford suddenly stalled after she took a job with Sidwell. She felt she needed to concentrate on going undercover to bring the crime lord down. The same crime lord who held Isaiah hostage. Other than that, the handsome doctor continues to save lives at GH. But we have a couple of questions. Why haven't we learned anything more about the man's backstory yet? And if he's not involved with Jordan, what is the show planning to do with the character? While the character is obviously tied to GH and his medical talents will always be needed, Dr. Gannon clearly has untapped potential. He's charming and gets along with everybody, but he also has the required confidence and skills to make him a formidable doctor. Maybe he could spearhead another big-picture hospital story. After all, he saved lives after using the antidote needed to counter the digitalis that Cyrus injected patients with in order to send them off to the great beyond. If they're going to slow burn or completely stall his love life, then put Isaiah to work elsewhere so that he's seen more than once a week or every other week. He was utilized as Sonny's concierge doctor, which was cool. But he's an expert in transplants, and while those skills were put to good use with Sam and Lulu, he's basically the emergency room doc these days, who's only seen occasionally. Isaiah was introduced to the Port Charles world through his connection to Lucky. Yet the two barely talk to each other because Lucky has been spending all his time taking care of a recuperating Liz and ensuring that his romance with Liz reignites. And yes, Isaiah chats up his coworkers, but how about cultivating an unexpected friendship with somebody already on the canvas? Or show him developing a group of friends with Lucas, Liz, Lucky, and Marco. He and Marco may have an issue since his father is Sidwell. We couldn't wait until Isaiah and Jordan connected, and when they did, they were adorable. But almost immediately, Jordan shut it down in favor of her undercover gig. But since Isaiah has even more of a connection to Sidwell than Jordan did, why couldn't the two continue to see each other secretly? That could have added excitement to the pairing, considering Sidwell would be suspicious if he caught the two together. And Isaiah understandably has it in for Sidwell. He has a vested interest in bringing this criminal element down. Why couldn't he stay on the inside track with Jordan and consult with her on what she's doing? She needs some backup, and Anna isn't always available. Asher Antonazin is destined for stardom. Asher Antonazin joined the cast of General Hospital in October 2023, taking on the role of Danny Morgan, the son of Jason Morgan and the late Sam McCall. It did not take long for the actor to be thrust into the spotlight, which is not surprising considering Danny's parents are legacy characters on the show. A pivotal moment occurred in March 2024 when Danny discovered that his father, Jason Morgan, was alive after being presumed dead. Their emotional reunion occurred when Jason, wounded and on the run, sought refuge in the Quartermain boathouse. Danny, initially shocked, chose to help his father by enlisting Michael Corinthos and Willow Tate to keep Jason hidden and aid in his recovery. This rekindled their father-son bond. Just 7 months later, tragedy struck on October 30, 2024, when Sam died unexpectedly following a successful liver donation surgery to save Lulu Spencer. Despite the operation's success, Sam suffered a sudden heart attack post-surgery. Medical efforts, including chest compressions and defibrillation by Dr. Lucas Jones and Dr. Portia Robinson, failed to revive her. It was later discovered that Sam was actually murdered by the late Cyrus Renault. In the wake of these events, Danny's storyline has been marked by emotional struggles and a quest for identity. He has exhibited signs of teenage rebellion, including underage drinking and involvement in risky situations, such as aiding Jason in evading law enforcement. These actions reflect his internal conflict and desire to connect with his father's world while coping with his mother's loss. He also confronted Cyrus when he found out he was responsible for Sam's death. Just recently, Danny attended a college party where his brother, Finn, suffered alcohol poisoning and almost died. Although you would never guess it based on Asher's performances, Danny is his first professional acting role. Prior to joining GH, he had experience in modeling and commercials, but had not acted in television or film. You would never know it based on his performances, holding its own in scenes with some of the show's heavy hitters like Steve Burton, Laura Wright, and Dominic Zamprogna. We chatted about taking on the role of Danny, playing the loss of a parent, what Asher does in his downtime, and what he would like to see Danny get into this summer. Has Charlotte disappeared with other missing characters? Lulu was desperate to find her daughter on General Hospital. Now that Charlotte is home, where is she? When Lulu miraculously came out of her coma, her daughter Charlotte was on the run with Valentine. Lulu made it her mission to find her and bring her home. Fresh out of a coma and a liver transplant, the mom was running around Port Charles, arguing with everyone, and even flying to Europe. There was nothing she wouldn't do to find her daughter. In the process, she constantly fought with a grieving Dante and even ignored her son Rocco. Finally, Charlotte is home, but sadly for her, Valentine is in prison. The poor girl must be going through a lot. She loves her papa dearly and probably misses him terribly. But where is she? Lulu moved into a new house so that Charlotte and Rocco can have a home, but her daughter hasn't been on screen once. Rocco is now front and center. He almost died from alcohol poisoning, but his sister never visited him in the hospital or welcomed him home. It seems like she disappeared. Charlotte is not the only child in Port Charles who has disappeared. Scout hasn't been seen in quite a while. Her mom died, and she is stuck with Drew as a dad. He is too busy with Willow and just being a jerk to be bothered with his daughter. Grandma Alexis moved Scout in with her for now, but she wasn't seen. The Quartermain mansion is big, so did Leo get lost in it? He hasn't even snuck into the kitchen for some of Sasha's cookies recently. Adults are missing too. Is anyone worried about TJ? He isn't even working at the hospital anymore. Was he so distraught over his breakup with Molly that he ran away? Braden Bruner explained that Emma tries to stay ahead of the game, planning her future constantly as she pursues her lofty goals. Emma received a devastating blow on General Hospital when she learned that Jocelyn got the much-coveted research assistant job with the shady Professor Dalton. The young woman had plans on taking the teacher down when she found out he was engaging in experiments on higher mammals. Not knowing that new secret agent Jocelyn's on the case, Emma's got to rethink her strategy. Her portrayer, Braden Bruner, revealed how Emma stays ahead of things. In a conversation with Soap Opera Digest, Bruner explained Emma's goal. For Emma, this is a mission for justice. She feels that Emma's pursuits are fueled by the fact that she doesn't just want to sit on the sidelines as things unfold. She wants to actively make a difference in the world, and exposing Dalton's nefarious schemes was her means to that end. Emma was beyond angry when she discovered Joss in Dalton's office, beginning her duties as his new assistant. She had previously opened up to Joss about why she wanted to work with the professor, and so seeing Joss in that position infuriated her. We don't see Emma being vulnerable very often, so this was a big deal, she said of Emma opening up, only to seemingly have her frenemy trample her goal. Bruner explained that Emma wants to be like her grandmother, Anna, and save the world. I think Emma is someone who thinks 20 steps ahead in life, and she was viewing this as her future. She remarked about the research assistant position. But now that the job is gone, she feels her future is gone as well. But the actress is confident that Emma will pick herself up and dust herself off. She'll come up with a new way to best Joss, and perhaps seize the assistant job because Emma is so intelligent, and she picks up on every detail, and she's always thinking 10 steps ahead of everyone. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.